going on, everybody? It's your man, Mike Deloach. Excuse me. And I just wanted to come to you today to tell you what some people are saying. You know? And some people are saying that Albuquerque is the new Austin. And this isn't coming from me, you know what I mean? But if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Make sure you select all notifications as well, so you'll be sure not to miss an upload, you know. But back to it. Again, don't take it from me. This is what some other people are saying. So, me personally, like I said, I work in hospitality, you know, so it's random how I meet people. It's random what type of people I run into, you know, and people from all different walks of life. But the thing is, just recently I had a conversation with a guest, and it was two ladies. They were on their way out, and I had briefly spoke with one of them before, but never got into, you know, any detailed conversation, just kind of answering those tourist questions as far as where to go, where to eat, whatever. But on their way out, you know, at this point, for some reason, I'm sparking a conversation. Why do I wait till they leave? I don't know. But at this point, they're kind of waiting. And so I was like, you know, hey, well, what brought you ladies to Albuquerque? You know, what brought you to New Mexico? And, you know, they're like, oh, you know, we're here looking for property. You know, and my response was like, you know, you're from California, right? And, you know, they were from Fresno, by the way. And so the lady, you know, went into explanation in the fact that, you know, she works at Intel. And, you know, working at Intel, you know, she was talking about, you know, the expansion that they have at Intel and basically the big plans that they have for Intel. And of course, with that, you know, you're going to have people moving into the city to acquire property, working that specific type of job, you know. So she was letting me know the areas of a town that she was looking into for real estate, you know. So, you know, my thing is, I know we got, you know, Netflix set up shop, NBC Universal setting up shop, you know, Amazon, but I was thinking more in terms of Netflix. So, you know, I'm asking them, I was like, hey, so, you know, do you think Albuquerque would be like the next LA, you know, just to see what they're saying. And their response was, people say it's the new Austin, you know. And I'm not too privy on the recent growth in Austin the past couple of years. I've heard about it, and, you know, certain YouTube channels, and, you know, people talking about it. And, you know, how it's one of the new hot spots, you know. And, you know, personally, I've never been to Austin. So, you know, again, I couldn't really tell you what Austin is like and the growth that it has had over the past couple of years. But, again, I've heard of Austin growing. And, again, that being a hot spot, you know. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe it's a like growing area for tech and tech jobs, you know what I mean? Not too specific to those tech jobs, but, you know, that's what I hear about Austin, you know. When, you know, they say Albuquerque, you know, is the new Austin, you know. When, for me, you know, I've talked about New Mexico's growth again, but I can't say that it's the new Austin, you know. But that's what people are saying, you know. So if you are familiar with Austin and Austin's growth, you know, maybe you can share some light on me as far as, you know, what has happened over the past couple of years, why it has grown, and what areas has it grown in, you know. Because there's a guy that I mentioned him before, Reventure Consulting. He speaks specifically about real estate, and one of the markets that he tends to keep in conversation is definitely the Austin market, and how they've grown, and how their housing market had increased with the growth in Austin. And now, like I said, I've made videos about, you know, the housing market and rent going up. And I guess speaking to those ladies is it's kind of confirmation, because again, they're coming from Fresno, they're coming from California area, so you know, they're coming from an area that's, you know, pretty pricey as far as the cost of living, and you know, definitely looking to relocate. So you know, I feel like if they're looking to relocate, it got to be worth their while, you know, to a certain degree, you know, for them to relocate, and well worthwhile, meaning that they may be able to get more bang for their buck now, you know what I'm saying, here in Albuquerque, before things really do officially take off. And I guess I said all of those things to bring a full circle with the housing, as far as, again, that was confirmation. It's justifying in a way why the housing market is, you know, went up, or is staying where it's at as far as not coming down. So and it, even to the reason as to why rent is going up as well. So again, I've heard people talk about Austin in other circles, and for me to hear them say that Albuquerque is the new Austin, that was the first time I've heard somebody, you know, verbally say it, you know. So it definitely, like, you know, it had me like, okay, like, you know, maybe Albuquerque is really getting that growth, and people are starting to notice it from other areas, you know. And like I say, some people are definitely trying to get in when they fit in before things do, you know, like I say, take off, you know. But you let me know if Albuquerque is the new Austin, you know. And I'm gonna put a clip in the video too, where there's this chick, and I do believe, and it's not to throw no shade at her, nothing like that, but she's a YouTuber, well-known YouTuber, you know what I mean, and within her right, you know, when I do believe she lives in the Austin area. But even on one of her videos, she had kind of mentioned, like, people talking about moving to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and like her reaction as she was speaking, it was just like, almost like, why the hell would people want to move to Albuquerque, New Mexico? I don't know. But
and guess what they were talking about in every single training, and every single video, and every single conference call, and every single Zoom? Maryland, Maryland, Maryland. Texas, Florida, Maryland, Georgia. And then, of course, you know, there's people in the group who always talk about Albuquerque, New Mexico, but that's another conversation. Okay?
Again, I do believe there's going to be certain tech jobs that will come to New Mexico, if not Albuquerque, definitely New Mexico, because again, it's one of those states that I believe is underdeveloped compared to, like I say, your Texas, California, Georgia, and maybe even New York or whatever. But it has, again, plenty undeveloped land, so that gives, you know, businesses a reason to come, because they can build, you know. And that's, you know, just one of the things that I see that people will see about New Mexico as far as bringing business to New Mexico, you know, because, you know, with some areas they get to the point where they become oversaturated, and it reaches its pinnacle, you know. But Albuquerque hasn't by far, you know, reached its pinnacle as far as its growth, you know. But again, I ain't gonna make this too long, but y'all let me know, is Albuquerque the new Austin? And again, if you do have information on Austin and its growth, shed some light, you know, if you are watching things that's happening in Albuquerque, excuse me, as far as what stage that it's in now, and going back and looking at that Austin market pre what it is, you know what I mean, now, you know, because, you know, a lot of people talk about Austin also being an area has a lot of musical culture, you know. So Austin's growth has definitely expanded its entertainment too. And so, I mean, it was just, obviously there's a domino effect all the way around, and I do believe that's gonna happen to Albuquerque as well, because, you know, I was even telling somebody recently, you know, before, it might have been those same ladies, I was like, you know, before the pandemic, Albuquerque was getting to the point where they're starting to bring in those big name comedians, you know, and bring them to the casino and have them perform at the casino. So they were starting to bring those in on a more consistent basis, you know. Ooh, excuse me. But I digress, you know. But I just feel like there will be a domino effect with all of this growth, and especially if people are anticipating Albuquerque to be the next Austin, it's definitely gonna get somebody's attention, you know. And again, I feel like it's gonna domino effect into the entertainment world as well. And before you know it, just like people are talking about Austin or have been talking about Austin, people are gonna be talking about Albuquerque. Albuquerque is gonna be, you know, that go-to spot, you know, when I think it's exciting, you know what I mean? I really do, you know. But again, I'm gonna cut it here, man. I'm going out longer than I wanted to, but again, if you haven't, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, hit all notification as well, so that you don't miss a beat. You know, like the video, share the video, and also leave your comments in the bottom of the video and let me know what you think, you know. And also be sure to check out one of these videos, you know, that's gonna pop up on the screen as well. But you already know, Mike Deloach. Until next time, we'll holla back.